Ho everybody, welcome to a new episode of your Frederish Cast. My name's Gary and here I am once again. So tell me, how are you doing in this week before, well, I'm not gonna say only my favorite time in the year, but I would say almost everybody's favorite time of the year, everybody's favorite date, not only in Brazil, but also almost the whole West civilization. That is Christmas, of course, the birth of Jesus Christ, our Lord and only Savior. And more than that, a time that is dedicated to, even by people from other religions, from non-Christian religious, dedicated to be with your family, to hang out with those you love. There are many similar and closing date, some of them even on the 25th of December, celebrations in other cultures that kind of do not want to have a connection with the person of Jesus Christ. So this is just to show how important this date is, despite of any religious connotation or relation. So, well, I would say that a time to be a good person, an honest person, to talk to your friends and people you love and say you love them, or at least show you love them. Sometimes you don't have to say it, but sometimes you can say it. You're not good with words like me, at least for this matter, of saying, telling people you love them. But you could show people how happy you are around them. So this is the moment. That's all I got to say. And well, one more year has been passed right in front of our eyes. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like this year has been a long year? Did it take long to pass? Was it a slow passing time? Most people I talk to, and myself included, of course, believe that time goes faster and faster every time. Well, I could record a episode just about it, but that's totally not the purpose today. The purpose today is talk about Xmas, Christmas, if you prefer. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab your cup of coffee, tea, beer, whatever it takes for you to relax and join me one more time in this ho ho ho, there we are, Christmas episode. Let's do it. My memory is good enough to remember that last year I recorded an entire episode about Christmas and I totally shared my personal stories, memories, impressions regarding this date. So if you're curious to know more about it, just go back in time here. I don't know how it works. Depends on the platform you're listening me on. But just scroll up or down and go to December 2023 episode, and then you will have more content about my personal experience with the Christmas, and of course other interesting facts and information about it. But today I have separated 10 interesting, courtesy by my big buddy ChatGPT, 10 pretty interesting curiosities related to the Christmas date. Okay, some of them I already knew, but most of them, I'll have to be honest with you, are totally new thing to me, new information to me. And it's very nice. I laughed, I smiled, I kind of went emotional reading some of them. So that's why I decided to bring it along to share this with you guys, because this is the only way I can kind of give you a Christmas tree, a Christmas gift, excuse me. Well, a Christmas tree if you prefer to, but it's a gift for me for Christmas, and honestly for being around. Maybe if this is the first time you're listening to our podcast, not a problem. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you around. So this gift is for you too, despite of any quote-unquote membership or fidelity to our content. That's it. So let's just do it. Let's just check what ChatGPT has reserved, has brought us, has provided us. Let's do it. Curiosity number 1. The origin of Santa's red suit. Santa Claus, Papai Noel, wasn't always depicted in a red suit. His modern red and white outfit became popular in the 30s and 1930s thanks to Coca-Cola's holiday advertising campaign. Before that, he was shown in various colors, including green, blue, and brown. Well, that's interesting. It's very hard to disconnect Santa from the red color, right? There was even some controversy lately here in Brazil, in a place where they decided to replace the red color for a green color in Santa Claus, in some Santa Clauses, in some events. There was a big controversy first because it's ridiculous, right? There's no way you can possibly portray, despite of this curiosity that I've just read, but it's virtually impossible to disassociate Santa Claus with the red color, for Christ's sake, right? But it was even more. It managed to be this situation managed to be even more controversial because they managed, again, I'm gonna use this verb, to have it connected with politics. So yeah, you can laugh as much as you can, but it's a true story. So I don't know what else can I say about it, but that's it. So let's check curiosity number 2. The first artificial Christmas trees. Oh, but it's just fun to remember that despite of the fact that we cannot disassociate, as I say, at least that's what I think, the Santa Claus from red color, I would. It's interesting to understand that it wasn't always like that, right? Well, I hope they don't change it, but truth of the matter is, at first it was like that. Okay, so I kind of got a little less judgmental over the guys who decided to bring a green Santa or what is the other color? Yellow? Brown? Let me check it. Yeah, blue and brown, yeah. So I got a little less judgmental over them, truth be told. Curiosity number 2, the first artificial Christmas trees. Artificial Christmas trees originated in Germany in the 19th century. They were made from dyed goose feathers, so you change the color. It's like what we say dyed here is not the verb dye, D-I-E, but the verb dye, D-Y-E, okay, which means take the color away. So if you dye your hair, D-Y-E, it means you have took the color away, right? I forgot the product you use to put it on, I think it's oxygen and water, something like that. But anyways, it's like descolorir, okay? So dyed goose feathers, pena de ganso descolorida, to resemble pine needles and were an eco-friendly alternative to cutting down live trees. Well, if there's any Americans listening to me right now, or Canadians or North Americans in general, I know you guys have this tradition of cutting down trees, right? We don't have it in Brazil, and no surprise, because we don't have the same pine trees all around, at least not as many, in equal number of options, right? So it's out of question, unthinkable cutting down any of these trees because they have, their owners won't allow, basically, they're used for other purposes. So having a artificial Christmas tree in Brazil is redundant, okay? All Christmas trees in Brazil will be artificial, unless you're really, really rich and you can have one imported from USA or somewhere else, okay? So for us, it's just normal. If you're Brazilian, you're listening to me, it's another curiosity that in the United States, almost everybody, at least the ones not in big cities, cut real trees down for the Christmas trees. So curiosity number 3, Jingle Bell song wasn't originally a Christmas song. Jingle Bells, written in 1857 by James Lord Pierpont, was as a song for Thanksgiving, not Christmas. Its original title was One Horse Open Sleigh. Well, that's really, really funny because it's. Can you imagine going back in time, traveling back in time, and bump into people singing da na 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 with different words and a total different meaning? Of course, Thanksgiving is real close to Christmas, so this is the reason why it kind of extended. And truth be told, if you people not from America won't understand that. I'm not from America, but I've read and studied it enough to kind of get the feeling, and have friends living there, so I get the feeling of Thanksgiving. So it is a similar, I think, a similar idea. At least the feeling of night is the same. So yeah, I totally, it makes total sense when I stop and think, hey, this was extended, quote unquote, to Christmas. Curiosity number 4, the largest Christmas gift ever. The Statue of Liberty, no spoiler, was a Christmas gift from France to the United States in 1886. At 151 feet tall and weighing 225 tons, it's the largest Christmas gift in history. Did you know that? I remember there was a gift from France, but I didn't remember exactly that was a Christmas gift, okay? I hope this is true. I mean, I'm not saying that ChatGPT is lying, okay? I'm just saying that sometimes there are misinformations in history, but that would be cool. That is cool. Let's just accept it as a fact. Curiosity number 5, the history of Christmas stockings. The tradition of hanging stockings, those big socks that they hang over the fireplace, right, for Christmas. And any American movie we can see a pair of those during Christmas. So the tradition of hanging stockings comes from a legend about Saint Nicholas, the man who's connected to be Santa Claus, by the way. He is said to have secretly tossed bags of gold down the chimneys of poor families, and the gold coins ended up in stockings drying by the fire. So, yeah, the stocks were and still are, I believe, in some places, originally hung in the or left hanging, if you prefer, by the fire, by the fireplace to dry, right? Especially in cold places, because you walk around with snow and think snow is cotton, it's dry. It's totally not. It's water, right? Big spoiler alert. It's water, so it pours your socks. You know, if you ever walked on a snow pile, you know what I'm talking about, right? So that's the reason, right? And then the tradition came from this myth of a Santa Claus dropping golden coins from the chimney, and would magically end up inside these socks, this stocking hanging by the fire. Curiosity number 6, Rudolph was created as an ad campaign. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was invented in 1939 by Robert L. May, an employee of the Montgomery Ward department store, as part of a promotional coloring book for children. I had absolutely no idea about that. It's almost impossible to think of a Santa Claus's reindeers. Reindeer is henna, by the way. The animals that carry, according to the tradition, the animals that carry a Christmas Santa Claus's sleigh, right? Sleigh traîneau, okay? And I totally had no idea that this wasn't invented. I thought it was like an oral, 1,000 years old tradition, you know, passed from generation to generation. And turns out it is way younger than I thought. Big wow. Curiosity number 7, Japan's Christmas fried chicken tradition. In Japan, KFC has become a popular Christmas meal. Big wow. The tradition began in the 1970s with a successful marketing campaign called Kentucky for Christmas. And now millions of families pre-order KFC for the holiday. It's crazy, isn't it? How do they manage? I can't help but when I read it for the first time, I couldn't help, and I still can't help but think, well, how much can an ad campaign or a campaign at all, be that for any other purpose, change a nation, right? So how is it that they just create a tradition, you know? Something I would judge impossible apparently just happened in Japan. Especially Japan, in where, correct me if I'm wrong, people, the Christmas tradition isn't so strong as it is in the Western Hemisphere, right? That's impressive. Curiosity number 8, the origin of Christmas lights. Before electric Christmas lights, people used candle to decorate their trees, a dangerous practice that often led to house fires. Thomas Edison's assistant Edward Johnson created the first string of electric Christmas lights in 1882. Yeah, that makes sense. The inventor of electricity, or one of the fathers of electricity, to come up with the first Christmas lights. Yeah. Oh, it's a shame that the people had to count on candles back in the days, right? And the fires, the house fires that happened because of that practice. Well, I can only try to put myself in the position of those people, in the shoes of those people, and try to ask myself what they felt during those situations. You know, you wanna decorate your place so you get Christmas environment, and then you end up setting fire to the whole place. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I could do, you know, what I would do. Thank goodness for electricity, for that matter, right? Not that there aren't risks involving electricity, but of course there are way smaller, way lower than the ones with real fire, right? Curiosity number 9, the world's tallest Christmas tree. The tallest Christmas tree ever displayed was in 1950 at a shopping mall in Seattle, or shopping center, they're writing here, in Washington. There wouldn't even be a space in a shopping mall, probably. I mean, could, if there were high enough. But anyways, a shopping center in Seattle. I always say that, guys, there's a difference between shopping center in English and shopping mall. Shopping mall is what we call shopping center in Brazil, okay? What they call shopping center is like an open street where there are lots of shops and places and things going on, especially during special events, okay, like Christmas. So yeah, it was a Douglas, this big tree, this tall tree, Christmas tree, was a Douglas fir that measured a staggering 221 feet tall. By the way, fir is the type of a fir tree, okay? F-I-R is the type of Christmas tree, okay? Pinheiro de Natal, it's called fir tree, right? Let me just Google it, because I'm not 100%, but I'm 99.9% certain that this is the thing. This is the fir. Yeah, to be honest, I have let me check how to pronounce that in Portuguese, because there's no accent. No, in Portuguese, man. It's in Spanish for me. No way. Abeto, yeah. I said sometimes abeto, but there's no accent in the first letter, A. So yeah, so the fir that measured, staggering 221 feet. Well, how tall is 221 feet, ladies and gentlemen? I'm curious. That's 67.36 meters high. Quite a thing, isn't it? Curiosity number 10. Xmas doesn't remove Christ from Christmas. The term X came with Elon Musk when he started his company. I'm joking. The term Xmas has been used since the 16th century. The X comes from the Greek letter, I would say chi, C-H-I, or chi or ki, whatever. The first letter of Christ in Greek. So it's not about taking Christ out of Christmas. It's simply a shorthand. Well, I had never heard that some people think that this was kind of removing Jesus Christ. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised, if there were people around saying that. So because it seems like, if you stop to think, hey, why Xmas? I never had that impression, but like when you look at it, like where's Christ's name? Although we say Christmas, but Chris comes from Christ, right? So that's it. All right, my friends, this is it for today's episode. I really, really wish you have a blissful and blessed and amazing holiday period, Christmas, New Year's Eve with your family and friends, those you love. And one more time, thank you so very much for your lovely company, not only today, but during this year, okay? So I really, really hope to have you here, keeping me company and listening to my words, to the things I have to say and talk about. And this is it for today's episode. I see you in the next one. Bye bye.